In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up your very own MCP server so that you can connect any of your AI tools to a different tech stack, or vice versa, you can empower your tech stack with AI. We'll do this in two parts. In part one, I'll show you first how to set up the MCP server. That's like the address on the internet that AIs can talk to or visit to access these different tools and also to know how to use these tools. In part two, we'll then set up a couple of MCP clients. Now, the clients are essentially just your actual AI apps. We'll do two demos in the video today. The first one I'll show you will be directly with N8N and show you how it can fit into that workflow. And the second one will be connecting it to Claude and showing you how Claude then uses your MCP tools. All details, links, and so on will be in the description down below, as well as a community that you can join to ask any additional questions or get access to the code that we put out today. It's all super easy. You don't need to know how to code. I'll walk you through everything step by step. So let's start off with the MCP server. We're going to jump over to N8N first, and I've got a blank workflow screen open here. If you don't yet have an N8N instance set up, go look at the previous video that we just recorded. That one has it's a complete tutorial, 5 minutes, getting you set up with your own instance of N8N, so you can run all of these pretty much unlimited. But with the workflow set up, we're now just going to add a new node, and I'm going to search for MCP. You'll see here we have then MCP server trigger. Drop this in, and for the server trigger, we've got a test URL, a production URL. We're just going to use the production URL today. Authentication, if you wanted to add some authentication for extra security, good, I recommend it. For the video, we won't do it, but just know it's an option and it's there. And then the path, we'll just change this to something simple that we can remember. Let's call this one MCP-video. There we go. Alrighty, I'm now going to copy that production URL just by clicking on it, click out of our MCP server node, and from here, we can start giving it tools that our AI can access. To do that, just simply click on plus on the tools button, and then you can search through any of the tools. You can connect to different APIs. There's so much that we can do with this. We'll have more in-depth tutorials on this in the future as well. But for now, I'll just show you a quick example with a calculator. Just search for the calculator tool, click on it. There's nothing to configure within the calculator, and you are good to go. Now, I have an MCP server that I've built a little bit more into. You can see this one over here, where I essentially have the same calculator, but I've also given it access to my Gmail, so it can send and receive emails, search, scrape, and the ability to manage my daily tasks for me, because I like to do my tasking with my assistant. So we'll use this for the video here, but same thing, we just grabbed that server trigger and copied the URL. Now, with our server set up, we want to connect it to a client or an AI app or an AI agent that can actually use these tools. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and create a new workflow. I'll do this one first in N8N, and then I'll show you a separate example with Claude. We're just going to click on the plus button here. We're going to go for an AI agent. We can exit out of it. We need to give it a model, so let's just give it OpenAI just for the sample today. And we can now give it our MCP tool. So just search for MCP. You'll see MCP client tool this time. We'll find, or we'll offer an endpoint. Just chuck in the endpoint that you copied before. Authentication, set up your authentication for it if you need it. And then you can choose which tools you want to give access to your agents. In our case, I'll just give them access to all of the tools for the video here. Click out, then let's test this new agent with access to our tools. So let's go fresh chat here. I'm just going to say, use the MCP to calculate 20 plus 20. Beep, boop, beep, boop. You can see it's running and it's got the result as 40. Perfect. Let's do something a little more complex. Tell me what tasks I have on my to-do list. Send it. Beep, boop, beep, boop. There we go. It's pulled out all of my tasks. You can see I've got some neon upgrades to do, some workflow value stuff, but pretty much any of the tools that you have plugged into that MCP server, any of your AI agents can now access. I'll do one last quick example. Let's say we do with a web search. Give me the latest, I don't know who's popular, Microsoft News. Enter. Again, we had a web search plugged into our MCP, so it will be able to use that web search tool. And you can see here it spat out the latest updates on Microsoft. Super, super cool. Now, let's do another quick example with Claude. Now, for Claude, it's a little bit more complicated because you need to go through the code files. It's different on Mac versus Windows. I'll have the details linked in the written tutorial over on the community. But for the most part, once that is connected, it's the same URL that we used before. You'll then be able to access the MCP tools. Works the same way, just with a nicer interface. All right, so we've got Claude open here. Now, if we click on the little settings, I've already configured the MCP for Claude. You'll see we have N8N on here, and I've just given it access to the calculator as a quick example for the video. So I'll just say here, use the MCP calculator to do, and then I'll do some random math. Now you can see it's using that calculator function from the MCP, and it's given us the result. If we now jumped back over to our MCP server, and we opened up the calculator that we gave access to Claude, we go have a look at the executions, see, beep, boop, beep, boop, here it is, the execution that we just ran. And if we check what happened in it, oops, wrong one, there we go, this one, you'll see it gave us the response as well as the query that we asked it for via Claude. And that is literally it. All it takes to give your AI agents access to a bunch of new tools, or to use some of the tools and to sort of boost them or jumpstart them with AI. Super flexible. You can plug this into any system, quite literally. You just need that URL that N8N will give you. And then from there, you can plug that into most agentic tools. They'll have access to any of the other systems or Lego blocks that you've been building out via N8N. Now, all the details for this are written over in the resources in the community. If you'd like to join them, link is below. In the upcoming video, I'll do another tutorial on how to create a web search tool. We'll play into this. So it's essentially, we'll create that web search tool over API. Very little coding, very easy, do not worry. And then we'll plug it into our MCP. And because that MCP is already plugged into our AI agents, they will then have access to web search. We'll do that next, but that is pretty much it for the video here today. Thank you very much for stopping by and watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. And otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.